Welcome to another edition of Friday at 420. My name is Mike Neighbors, the host for the next 40 minutes as we attempt to make you laugh with three great, notable, local comedians. Great may have been a strong... Anyway, you know what? I'm not going to get into that right away. Let's get right into the show, shall we? It is great to have you along. Thank you so much for listening to Friday at 420. Don't forget, if you go to your favorite podcast site, places to get podcasts like iTunes or SoundCloud or Spotify, you can check out Friday at 420 in podcast form. Some of our earlier episodes, which may and in fact have included our special guest today. But before we get to that, let's introduce our panel. Way over on my right, as he always is, Patrick Coppola.
Buongiorno.
How are you, man?
I'm very good.
Really good?
Yeah, because it's snowing today.
Yes, it is snowing today.
But,
you're right.
I'm not a scientist. I don't know how it works, but it's actually warmer today than it has been. So I'll take that with snow than cold with no snow.
Being sort of a scientist, I can tell you that
you have classes.
When it's super, super cold, you won't get snow.
Yeah.
It has to actually be a little bit warmer in order for the snowflakes to form.
That's the extent of my knowledge as well. I was explaining to Manoa in the car, actually.
That's all we got. Speaking of Manolis, there he is. Look, that's a nice Western shirt.
Yeah,
I know you always wear the Western shirts, but that one's sharp, man.
I found this one at the VV, man, and so I was really stoked.
That one's sharp. Listen, quickly, and I probably shouldn't do this on the air, but what the hell? After you guys came in here today,
right.
One of my fellow staff members, who's a germphobe, said that he saw you leave the bathroom after peeing without washing your hands, and I said Manolis wouldn't do that.
I think I did do that today.
Oh, did you? Okay,
yeah,
he wasn't wrong then.
Wait, I did. Wait, was he? You serious?
I'm serious.
Yeah,
I'm serious. A guy came to me and said, "Who's that guy in there?" And I said, "Oh, that's my buddy Manolis." And he goes, "Does he always go to the bathroom and not wash his hands?" And I go, "Probably."
Well, I don't know about you, but when I take showers, I wash my area.
Sure,
so
yeah.
My hands are probably...
I wash my area. I love when Manolis tries to work on the radio. Yeah. Ooh, my area. Yeah.
Well, that area is definitely cleaner than my hands.
Hasn't been touched by anybody.
And I was going to say this. He'll be happy to know this. I didn't masturbate today. So.
Whoa, there you go. So that's like a win for him.
Yeah,
Meanwhile, our special guest, I think, just indicated that he did. Hey, everybody, please welcome back to the show for a second go-round. It's Mr. Bob Kerr. How are you, Bob?
Hi-lo.
Hi-lo.
And also, I'm not happy that he didn't masturbate. I feel like
there's a bummer.
There's going to be a weird energy.
You know what? There's going to be a lot of energy in this room.
Yeah.
He's
I kind of want him to chill out a little.
I'm going to go to the bathroom. I'll be right back.
Wash your hands.
Much better if Manolis takes the edge off first.
Yeah.
Yeah, you don't want him all edgy in here.
Oh.
Next thing you know, Bob, he'll be hugging you when you say something funny.
Oh, buddy.
Yeah.
Every time.
Every time. Well, listen, guys, let's get started with our game because that's what everybody really tuned in for. It's Friday at 420. We have 12 random topics and 12 random envelopes, and we have a Plinko board, and it's all set up. So, Bob Kerr, get up there, drop that Plinko puck, and we'll determine your first random topic on this edition of Friday at 420. Number 7. What a lucky number to start with, Bob. I can feel it already. This feels like a really good number. I always make sure the number 7 topic is awesome.
Oh, yeah.
Oldest, youngest, or middle child, who has it best? First, let's, what are you?
I'm a middle child. And
you're a middle child.
Yeah, and I can tell you with
middling. Nice.
Complete objectivity and subjectivity.
Yes.
It's the absolute worst place to be.
It is the worst.
So it's not the middle. Well, it depends. It depends on what your view is. If you don't mind being neglected and left alone,
if that's a benefit to you.
Yeah. Then
you're like a super introvert. You're all right with that.
Yeah.
Ignored.
Yeah, being ignored.
Okay, excellent. Did you feel there was that sort of hollow ground, right, where it was kind of empty because the youngest gets that sort of youngest attention, the oldest gets that oldest attention? There's no special attention for the middle?
Right. I feel like I should be on a couch for this one.
I feel like you should.
Just lying down.
We're cracking into something here.
I think both of my brothers were little hellions.
3 boys?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah,
they
were hellions.
Right? Okay.
And so I took a back seat.
And you were just you just rode the wave in the middle.
I was a reader.
Okay.
You know?
Since no one was paying attention anyway, the hell I might as well read.
Yeah.
So what you're going to say to my question is definitely not middle.
Not middle.
Now, which of your brothers do you think had the better ride, the oldest or the youngest?
Oh, God. It's so hard. They would say that I had the better ride.
See, everybody's got a different perspective,
I know,
right?
yeah, for sure. Maybe the youngest. He's the most put together out of all.
Okay,
three of us,
he learned a lot. Let's just go around the room a little and get some other perspective. Manolis, oldest, youngest, or middle?
I think the better ride is being the youngest, because you.
But what are you?
I'm the youngest.
Oh, you were the youngest of how many?
Of two. My brother.
Oh, okay.
Just me and my brother.
Okay, so the younger. You think having been that.
Just because I just constantly, because my brother's older, and then you just kind of. You're kind of watching his mistakes and trying not to do them, if that makes sense.
Right.
Yeah. Like you're like, there's all these things. For some reason, just because they're a little older, they tend to do things before you in certain ways. Like, and then you start to, like, I'd be like, I remember one time my brother decided to eat kite string. Yeah, I remember, like,
as you do,
but I never.
Well, the middle never.
I never thought about kite string or chewing it or eating it. And then I saw my brother do all those things at once, and that was a thing where I'm like, I don't think that's a good idea.
Yeah, I don't think so.
When I just remember thinking like that was good that I watched him do it, because I did now.
Because at some point you think, you know what, I might have thought it was a good idea.
I thought, and then I watched 2 days later. My dad had to pull it out of my.
Oh wow!
Yeah, out of my brother's butthole.
And was the kite still attached and flying? Or?
Yeah, no,
that would be impressive.
It came out right at the end, and went like that. It was still intact.
Oh my goodness! With the kite string, which you would see an older sibling make mistakes, and you go, okay, I'm going to avoid that one. The other thing is too, is I think that the parents challenge the oldest on more things. Like the youngest gets away with things that the oldest, they were like, no, you can't do that. And then by the time you come along, they're like, oh, whatever, just do it.
Exactly. Yeah. I think there's a lot of that.
Yeah.
He's applied the don't do what my brother does to his whole life. Like his brother's married, has kids, a house, a stable income.
Washes his hands after he goes to the bathroom. Like all of it.
He learned everything from it.
I kind of want to meet this bizarro Manolis.
Yes.
Look, but I'm the one with the nice Western shirts.
Yeah. What is your brother's name?
Peter.
And how much older is Peter to you, Manolis?
A year and a half.
Year and a half. And how did Peter get a regular name where you didn't?
Well, it's still, I know, that's my whole life. Like everybody's like, your name's Manolis and your brother's name's Peter.
Yeah, it's like,
but it's a Greek name. Petros is
sure.
But when you say
there were other Greek names as well they could have chosen that were more.
Well, in Greek, and what the Greeks do is like, so my brother's named after my dad's father.
Okay.
And I'm named after my mom's father.
Oh, okay. So he was Manolis.
My grandfather on my mom's side is actually named Manolis. That's why I'm named Manolis. So that's the way they do it. And then my brother got kids, and then he did not do that and disappointed my dad.
Of course he did. Because it would have been George, right, after your dad. He should have named a kid George. And
my oldest nephew's Nathan.
Okay.
But he should be named George.
Sure, he should. I always thought Manolis was just a made-up name, but it was your grandfather's name, so that's good. You didn't just make that up. Patrick, what are you? What position in the hierarchy are you?
I'm the youngest.
Youngest of two?
Yeah.
Older sister?
Yeah.
Which, again, that's a whole other topic, right? Gender and how that plays a role in it. But as far as being oldest or youngest or middle, what do you think's the best ride?
Youngest for sure.
Youngest for
For
sure.
the same reason, like you said, like you're allowed to get away with a lot more.
Right.
But like mine's the opposite. Like if he watched his brother do things he shouldn't have done. My sister did everything right. She was
sure. There was
and like Manolis though, I did the opposite.
You could not live up to that, man.
Yeah. But I'm still the favorite because I'm the youngest. Like my sister did everything. She's got a complex now because
it just frustrates her to no end.
I can screw up and screw up and screw up. My parents are still like Patrick.
Yeah. You know what?
And she's like Ivy League.
But it's for things like this. Like my mom's listening right now. My sister doesn't have a radio show.
It's such a funny thing, though, because parents go back to that idea that no matter how many kids you have to love them all the same. And as a parent of actual kids, It is true. Like, I try to walk that line. I don't, I mean.
You have a favorite, though.
I have a favorite. But you still are like, I'm going to treat them the same. I'm going to, right? All those kinds of things.
Yeah.
And so when one is a real mess up and the other isn't, it's always going to appear unfair because you're still showing your love for the one that's messed up.
Yeah.
Right.
You have no choice as a parent. You have to.
Mm-hmm.
But
so as a parent, you have 3 kids, right?
I have 2.
2? Okay. So
two daughters.
So same
Manoa's.
question.
Oldest
or youngest, which is better?
Don't start. I didn't say nothing. Well, I was an oldest, and my oldest is exactly like me, and then my youngest is exactly like her mother.
So you like the oldest?
I like the oldest. The one that's exactly like me?
Yeah.
Because I love me.
But I think there's an argument to be made for the oldest, too. Is like, yes, I mean, you are lorded over a little bit more than everyone else. You're the one that has to figure stuff out. But then you have the authority over the other kin.
Always.
You know what I mean? And that's power.
And from an oldest perspective, and being the only oldest in the room, I will tell you, I think oldest is by far the best.
Right.
Yeah, there's extra pressure. Yeah, you had to make the path. But at the end of the day, I was always in charge. I was always the boss of my little brother. And even to this day, I mean, I'm the favorite. So it's not always youngest is the favorite, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Are you still bossing your brother around?
You know what? I don't boss him around as much anymore, but I'm still. He looks to me as his older brother. I'm the one. He
comes to you.
I just went a couple of weeks ago out to his place to help him move, and and it would never have gotten off the ground if I'd left it in his hands. He never would have moved. It never would have happened.
All right, we're all in for an interesting Christmas.
Oh, I'm telling you, we are. Manoa, let's get up there and drop a Plinko puck, buddy. See, number 7 was a great topic.
That was good.
Number 6, not going to be as good a topic. I guarantee you that. Here we go.
So Bob, we heard the radio show you did.
It's Friday at 4:20. Bob Kerr, our special guest. First thing that comes to mind, the kitchen you grew up in. What's the first thing that comes to mind about the kitchen you grew up in? Since it's a gathering place of the family, think back to when you were a kid, the kitchen you grew up in. Give me something.
A
memory. What's the first memory?
First memory, I was like, I couldn't talk yet. I knew, but I could walk
because of all the kite string in your mouth.
I had a remote control car, but it had a wire connected to the remote control.
Oh, right, because they used to have the wire.
Yeah. So it was remote control, but it could only go
as far as the wire.
And the wire wasn't that long, so therefore. I literally was like, I was going in a circle with the car in the kitchen, and basically the car was more like chasing me than me chasing chasing the car. It was like, and I just remembered this, like, it sucked.
Chasing around a remote control car.
Yeah.
That's on a leash.
Yeah. Like the car is walking me,
Absolutely. Yeah. That's a great memory, though.
Yeah. That's what I remember.
Nice memory of your in the kitchen. Patrick, kitchen you grew up in.
2 things came to mind.
Okay.
One was copper. Like there's a phase where everyone had those copper
decorations.
Yeah,
yes, absolutely.
Like they're like just
the
weird
copper
shapes.
Kitchen,
and
yes.
So we had those.
Okay.
And then my second memory is throwing up applesauce.
Oh, wow.
That's probably my earliest memory.
So you were very young.
I've never eaten applesauce since.
Really?
Yeah.
And so who was shoveling the applesauce in you?
My mother.
Okay, and then you just.
Yeah, I
just was like, you didn't like it throw up, or you just threw it up?
I don't know if it was like a texture thing, because it's the same when it comes out.
Yeah, it's the consistency of vomit.
Yeah.
There's no difference.
Yeah. And then I didn't throw up again from that point until college when I started drinking.
Applesauce and drinking, the two things.
There's no throw up in between?
Nothing.
Oh, wow.
I never threw up. Like, I never threw up from being like
not even like a flu or something, or no stomach.
You lead a charmed life.
Yeah, I had what was it? I was like 13 years or something without puking.
That's crazy.
And then I found alcohol.
Yeah, and alcohol does it to all of us at least at some point. Bob Kerr, tell us a little bit about the kitchen you grew up in.
Yeah, there's I have 2 things that stick out to me too, because we had a gas oven, so I just remember the smell of gas.
Oh yes,
all the time.
Yeah.
And my mom, she would play the radio in the morning, so my memories are like, and this is a little bit. I'm not as young. This is, more formidable years.
Sure.
27.
I'm still there.
Yeah.
I was just in the kitchen this morning. Mom was there.
Yeah.
That was great.
When are you gonna leave?
Yeah.
No, I would be like 7 to 13 area. You know,
Remembering songs.
And it's new country, so it's like Terry Clark.
Oh, wow.
Tanya, Tanya Tucker.
And if you hear one of those songs now, it takes you right back there.
It does, actually.
Yeah, it's really cool.
Like the older I am now, I have an appreciation for that stuff, but it's purely nostalgia.
Totally.
And it's like, you know, when I hear a Terry Clark song or a Shania Twain or Tanya Tucker, it's like, it brings me back to that. And then I start smelling gas.
That's when it all starts going sideways.
I go to sleep.
You know, it's funny you mentioned the kitchen and the radio, because my mom always had the radio on. Mm-hmm. And the first thing, and I would have been a little older because it was 1980, so I was like in my teens or whatever. But I remember hearing over the radio that John Lennon had been shot.
Wow, that's
in that kitchen,
1980.
Right? Yeah, in that kitchen. It was a December morning, and I remember so distinctly. You know, my mom just kind of froze.
Yeah.
And of course, the Beatles were a bigger influence on her than me, but it was just that moment. As soon as you mentioned the clock radio in the kitchen, I'm like, boom, John Lennon died. Yep. Weird, those memories, eh?
How old were you?
How old was I in 80? I was 16.
16, and John Lennon didn't do anything for you?
Well, you know what? I was never a huge Beatles fan.
Oh.
I would have been far more upset if Keith Richards had died. I don't know.
He's not going to die.
He never will. That's why I'm a fan of his. Friday at 4:20, Patrick Coppola is going to drop the Plinko puck. We've talked about birth order. We've been in the kitchen. Where are we going now?
8.
Number 8. We're going to number 8 on this Friday at 4:20. Thank you so much for being here. Bob Kerr, our special guest. Patrick, how do you take your steak?
Medium rare.
Medium rare. Not rare?
Yeah.
You don't,
I'll eat it rare.
Would you go rare?
Yeah.
A little blood there is okay on the plate?
Yeah.
Yeah, with a good, nice steak?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. What about you? I just pointed at Manoa's, by
I
the way,
just
for the
say-
radio audience.
It's a shirt. I just usually say whoever I'm eating. I never eat by myself. So
Whoever you're eating?
whoever I'm eating with. Sorry, eating with.
Wow, yeah.
And I just say, because of my brain, I'm like, I like it medium.
You know how you like it?
I do. I know I like it medium rare, but then like in the moment, I don't know why. Like it's
like a
pressure.
panic moment.
Yeah,
for
I'm
you or
like,
something.
same as him.
Yeah, same
As this person.
Really?
Yeah,
You
even
should
if there's a person beside me, like I don't even know. I'm like, what he got? Whatever he's having, I'll have. I don't want to think.
You know what? That's how I feel about haircuts.
Oh yeah.
I'll just have what they're having. I'm not even looking.
That's interesting, looking at your hair.
No, you know what? That's true. I never know what to tell.
Where did you get that one?
I never know what to
doing
tell.
a thing for sure.
Yeah, my hair's got its own thing. But you should walk in and just be like, when you go to a steak place, you just got to tell yourself, I'm going to have medium rare. And then you're prepared for that order.
Be confident.
Yeah, be confident.
You know what? I don't know if it's that as much as Manolis just doesn't want to be a bother to anyone.
I think there's a lot of that.
It's like whatever. Oh, you're making his that way? Make mine the same.
You know what
That'll be easier for you than making mine different.
I'll say like the waitress will come over, and I've done this so many. I'm like, is it okay if I order some food? Like, I'll ask permission.
The ultimate Canadian.
Yeah.
Apologizing up front for ordering food. Bob Kerr, how are you taking your steak,
It's
my man?
medium rare.
Medium
it's
rare
the same
too.
as Patrick. I mean, even if it came like more rare than medium rare, then cool with me.
But no good if they start cooking the life out of that.
Yeah,
piece of
no,
meat.
no.
It should be
well done.
illegal to order it well done.
Trump steaks, no thanks.
Although when it's really grilled, like that outer coating is so nice when it's.
Well, that's like my favorite steaks are like where it's a little got a little crisp on the outside, but it's just like succulent.
If they do it really well.
Yeah.
Drop a Plinko puck, Bob Kerr. You're up to bat, man. That was a quick one. How do you like your steak? Are you okay, Manolis?
Yeah,
he
elk.
just looked like he was having a stroke.
Is elk? Yeah, that's what it looks like when I think.
Oh, that's what it looks like when I think.
What's that?
Can't tell the difference.
Is elk a thing? People
elk? Bison?
What's a
Yeah,
Rogan
yeah.
always? Yeah, Rogan always talks about he kills an elk and then he has it for like a year.
Oh, okay.
Have you
Yeah.
ever eaten elk?
Hunting. Yeah. I've never eaten elk. No. I've eaten bison.
Not lately. I haven't eaten elk.
Venison. I've had venison. I'm not a big fan of venison.
It's 12, I guess.
But bison, I do like. 12? Number 12?
Yes, 12.
All right, here we
It's
go.
really favoring the right side of the Plinko plate today.
It really is. And ever since the stroke, Manolis is favoring his right side. So that's an interesting.
I think I've had strokes and I just don't know.
Yeah, we talked about it earlier.
See? No, I think was that thing where old people get Alzheimer's or something?
Alzheimer's, yes.
Yeah, that thing. I think
old timers disease. Yes,
I think I have that too.
I think yes. There's an entirely. That just might have been just. You know what? Just generally speaking, brain damage. Let's just go with that. We don't know what it is. We don't want to assess. Put a doctor's note on it. You just have some brain damage.
I think something's up.
So.
I remember one time I saw this girl. I'm like looking at her. I'm like, how do I know this girl?
Yeah.
And then like a minute went by. I'm like, oh my God, I've had sex with her.
Yeah.
Like I completely.
Stop bragging. That's like, you're just saying I've had
Bob,
sex
don't
with
you hate
so
when that
many
happens?
women.
I
Like
hate
he
when that
puts an
happens.
example where he's like comes out like a champ.
Oh yeah.
Get out of here with that.
That's his
No humility in what he talks.
He's hugging him.
He's now hugging him.
He's touching him.
He really should have. He should have burned one off before the show, man. Now we're in trouble. See, now he's starting to get huggy.
We know a comic in London who has Asperger's disease.
Okay.
And if he ever forgets his name, he's always like, "Hey, do you know the guy? What's this guy? The guy with the hamburger disease?"
Oh, wow. Yes.
Yeah. Hamburger disease.
You know the guy.
For a long time, I thought it was the hamburger disease.
The hamburger disease. No.
Oh, I got the hamburger disease.
Who dropped that 12 Pinko plug? Was that you?
Yeah,
All right, Bob Kerr. Here we go. So this is going to be, I don't want this to be sexist, but since you're all guys, we're going to have to talk about women here. But so you see someone of the opposite sex, and they are extremely hot.
Yeah.
Okay? What do you immediately in your mind think, what's their issue going to be? Like you immediately think to yourself, you know what, she's probably...
She's going to get us in trouble.
And this is where my career ends.
Can I say it?
Yeah, you can start. I got to think about
All
that.
right.
I think the main issue is literally going to be me.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
That's of her. Like
I remember when we first started hanging out, we'd go to like Che or something in Hess, and I'll never forget. Every time we'd walk into a bar, there's a lot of hot girls around. We'd also go, "Look at all the headaches in here."
So it is a reaction to you is what you immediately think. Their reaction to you is not going to be good.
probably. Okay. I also think like if a girl's like hot enough, to me, like everybody has their that kind of girl.
Something that really
like I saw this girl. I saw this girl at Valley Village like 2 days ago. I know. I was at Valley. Well, that's where I was. And she was
that's
so.
That's like a real meat market over there. Dude,
but like she was like, she was so hot. I'm like, first of all, what are you doing here? I want but.
Okay.
Yeah. Oh my God. She was so.
I thought she said that to you.
No. I look.
He looks like.
I look like. You know how many times people ask me for like where something is like. They think I work there all the time. Do you know where the ties are? And I'm like, not really, dude. And I'm like, why you call me dude?
Oh, dude.
Like, because I don't work here, man. But like, I try to be nicer.
But I do know where the ties are. They're right over there.
Right here. But this girl was so hot, and I wanted so badly to do this, and I only didn't do it because I didn't want to get in trouble with the law. I just wanted to go up there and say, I will marry you right now. Right now, let's do it, and we'll figure everything else out later. I'm sure you're gonna be good enough.
I'm sure
we're gonna get.
I'm gonna spend my life trying to make you happy.
Yeah, I'm sure we'll like get along somehow.
That's a numbers game, right? You do that enough times, somebody's gonna bite. Yeah. At Value Village.
Yeah. Oh, when someone matches me on Bumble and they start talking to me, and I'm like, my first thought is like, what's wrong with her?
Yeah. Oh, sure.
Because I'm like, why would she?
Well, this is why I brought this topic up. It's because I didn't want it to be an unfair topic, but I'm trying to say, what are the assumptions, right? Because it's not fair. Just because a young woman, a lady is hot doesn't mean anything. You can run in. No, but we all have in our heads already. There's a trigger kind of going. Okay, well, she's out of my league. She's
a 7's way better if they're a 10, like the way you get along, than like the other way around. You know what I'm saying?
That's again an assumption, because I'm sure you could meet a 10 that you get along great with.
Yeah,
depends where you meet them.
It totally does.
Like after a show, they're nice to you.
Okay.
Yeah.
But if I meet them in any scenario outside of comedy,
they're afraid.
We're faced with so
empty
much
like
the looks. Like, why would you even think you could talk to me?
Yeah.
And right, those assumptions come back the other way. Exactly the same thing. You're kind of going, what? Like I'm just a person.
Yeah.
But they immediately will have their own assumptions about you.
Yeah. If you're not Zac Efron.
Yeah.
Then don't waste your time, bud.
Exactly. Bob, do you have anything you want to add
okay.
to this conversation?
Yeah,
you were actually first up on
I know, and then I bowed
What's
out.
the assumption?
No, the assumption. Well, I think it depends. If they're like caked in a lot of makeup, for example,
Right.
I might think insecurity.
Oh, okay.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I think we're all insecure on some
We
level.
all are.
And in some people, it comes out more physical. Like
Yep.
I'm insecure physically as well, but
Sure.
you know, but I don't.
But
I
you
also
don't have a
don't have
reason to
Spanx
be.
on or anything. You know, I'm not trying to like. I'm a larger guy.
You're
but
just who you are.
I just do. I am who I am. Yeah, as Popeye the Sailor Man
As
would say.
Popeye the Sailor would say.
But I would say, like, if there's a lot of makeup, I think maybe there's a little bit of insecurity in there.
Would your assumptions prevent you from, that's that old routine, right? Where there's like you'll see some celebrity, like some really totally gorgeous actress or something, and they'll say, like, I don't even go out on dates.
Yeah,
no
yeah,
one
yeah,
will
yeah.
ask me out. Like, do you already work from some assumptions like that? That there's would you
it's
cross
not so much
over
my
on
assumptions and
No?
my girlfriend would prevent me from approaching.
Well, there you go. Excellent. Well, how did you get your girlfriend? That's the bigger question, Bob.
That's the one for the books.
That's one for
Buy
the
book.
books, ladies and gentlemen. Go ahead and drop Pligo Puck there. Mr. Manolis, who's cruising the Value Village looking for hotties.
Number 4. I just want to say, I think I know I've said this before. But I think makeup is such a scam. I think women.
I agree. I
don't think they need it, but they do look better. Like no, like 'cause but I look better. No, but when I did,
You just defeated your purpose.
no, but
Do you have?
no,
an,
but
do you have an-
you do look. I got makeup done when I was like did a TV special,
Yeah,
and I was
yeah.
like
That's
after,
true.
and
I look
was
better
like,
with makeup.
and I was like, oh my god, I look amazing.
Yeah.
But I
Because
still think
Which is
it's a
why
scam.
they do it.
I know, but that's too much money.
Yeah.
Makeup is way like
Yeah, but you think you look better because we've been conditioned to think that
yeah,
looks better.
yeah.
So
You
to your
know?
point, if no one ever wore makeup, you wouldn't have that standard to compare it to.
That's right.
yeah, it's like doing drugs.
Either way, we're gross. So
Yeah, we're all hideous people. We all are hairy, gross men.
Maybe we should all wear makeup.
That's a good idea. I
There
think.
you go. Let's hide who we are.
And actually, I did come with makeup, but the GD snow washed it off.
Oh, the GD Snow.
They'll do that thing. They'll get all rid of all the black underneath your eyes. You go like if you're on set and they touch it
Oh,
up,
yeah,
makeup,
yeah,
and you're
yeah,
like,
yeah,
oh, this
yeah.
is perfect.
Yeah.
I don't have to exercise anymore.
This
No.
is great.
And there's also Photoshop, like in magazines too. They take out all the
Oh,
imperfections.
the
and
filters
everything.
right on
Yeah,
Instagram
yeah.
and stuff can do wonders for Manolis' complexion. All right, are you good? Are we good?
Yeah.
All right,
wait,
okay. It's your turn, Manolis.
Go ahead.
Are you ready?
Yeah.
You ready for this topic?
Yeah.
Are you sure?
Yeah.
Okay. Name a noise that bothers you. A noise that bothers you. Something that maybe it's the old nails on a chalkboard, but I mean I want something fresh and new from you. Give me a noise that you go, oh, I just
The
hate that noise. It's
sound.
just
The sound.
the sound.
The sound of someone eating, but like they don't eat with their mouth shut. Yeah.
Oh,
like,
yeah.
I can't. I'm like,
Oh, you can't do that.
like
eh?
I'm like, what do you like?
That's
It seems like it's
innocuous.
what I don't know what that word is,
Okay.
but it's like my parents will do
Keep
it.
it
But
to
I
two
seem
syllables.
I'm
man.
so sorry.
older people seem to do it more for some reason. I think
Right.
the older you get, the less you care.
Yeah, the less you care.
But it's
sure.
like you're just shoveling anything into your mouth.
Yeah.
Like, but my dad like eats like.
You know what? Here's something interesting, and none of you guys probably have experienced this, but I'm a little older than all of you. So I will tell you this, old guy, something that happens to you that I didn't know, is that when I eat, it's like you start to lose the feeling in your face. Like you don't have, like it's not as sensitive as it once was. So I will get food dribbles out on my chin, and I don't know. I don't feel it. Like I'm eating, I'm like going. Whereas you used to, like you would know if there was something on your chin. And then old guy, as you get older, all of a sudden it's like, I don't know. My family's always like, Dad, you got mayonnaise on your chin. And I'm like, oh, really? Okay. But that's something that's you guys have to look forward
Is
to.
it like after you come from the dentist and like the side of your face is numb?
It's kind of like that.
Yeah.
Only I wasn't
That's
at
a
the
horrible
dentist.
feeling.
Right?
Yeah.
It's just a sensitivity. It's a level down
Right,
from
right,
how sensitive it used to be or whatever. So it's such a weird thing that I always think about it when I'm in a restaurant, because if I was by myself or if somebody didn't have the guts to tell me I had something all over my chin, it's possible it could be there and I wouldn't know.
And the other thing about the elderly too is they make that sound when they're just talking.
Yeah,
They're
smacking
smacking their lips a lot.
little
Like,
extra
as if they were
saliva.
eating.
The dentures are smacking up and down.
Because I remember I was watching Lorne Michaels do his speech at the Emmys when he won the Saturday Night Live, and he was doing that old man before every sentence.
Yeah.
And it's like
shut up, dude.
That's it.
you would hate it.
Patrick Coppola, give me a noise that drives you nuts.
I agree with the eating one for sure.
Okay.
But also the after eating.
Like
Manoa does that a lot.
Oh, wow.
That's me getting
Trying to get the
between my teeth.
I know.
Get a toothpick.
I know, but dude.
I floss every day, once a day. Okay,
Right.
When's the last time you flossed?
1990. Yeah. See, maybe I don't like it because I can't do this. I can't do because the suction makes my gums bleed.
Oh yeah, that's gingivitis.
He definitely doesn't floss. Bob Kerr, save us from
honestly,
ourselves.
yeah, I
Give me
mean-
a noise that you hate. A noise that drives you nuts.
Man,
Sound of silence, Bob.
I love all noises.
Yeah. Is there anything that makes you cray?
There has to be. I would maybe the sound of Here's the thing, and this is not so much it is a sound, but it's not a specific sound.
That's all right.
It's kind of becoming a pet peeve. Like if my girlfriend and I are watching television together, and she's on the chair, I'm not on the couch, and then she starts watching a YouTube video out loud.
Oh yeah.
You know what I mean? That's that's not a specific.
You know
sound,
what? No, but that is a specific sound.
Yeah.
Somebody watching a video on their personal device that's
Yes.
within earshot.
Absolutely.
Because you don't even have to be watching TV.
Yeah.
I know my wife will do it.
No, you're right. It's
watching her tablet or whatever,
Yep.
and has it up so loud, like I'm. The
Absolutely.
floor below, and I'm like, "What the hell is that?" And she's watching dog videos and
Yeah.
stuff. It's like, no.
And it's not just my girlfriend. It's other people I know that do this.
Yeah.
And like I think part of it's like that annoys me is like I don't know what's going on, so it's just random noises.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know
But we're
what I
so
mean?
personally invested. If you're the one making the noise, you're so personally invested in that space
Yeah.
that you're not thinking
Yeah.
about outside of it, right? So you're watching the video and it's great and you're
Yeah,
enjoying it, but you don't even realize you're making everyone else crazy.
Yeah, it
That's a good
drives
one,
me
Bob Kerr.
nuts.
Good
Yeah.
one. Good answer
Lindsay
to that
does
question.
that to me when I play piano. I feel like I'm serenading her with a nice song, and then she starts blasting a YouTube video. I'm like,
Oh, yeah. Okay.
I'll take the hint.
I guess we're shutting the piano down, ladies and gentlemen. You're listening to Friday at 420 with Bob Kerr, our special guest. Whose turn is it to Plinko? Patrick Coppola, get up there, drop the puck. Here we go. Got time for one, maybe two more topics.
No, we did 12.
Okay, so 9.
Just randomly
fair.
grab
Yeah,
a number
that's
now.
good.
It doesn't matter anymore. Best teacher you ever had? Before you answer, doesn't actually have to be a teacher. You know what I'm saying? Best
Yes.
teacher you ever had.
I do.
Manoa's eyes were like, whoa, I think he just had another stroke.
I have one.
Okay.
I feel bad. I'm forgetting his name now.
Oh, wow. Okay. Especially when it's your dad.
No, not him. What's that?
Especially when it's your dad.
Yeah.
What
What's
the hell
his
was his name
name?
again?
Hold on. Pass to someone else. 'Cause,
Okay.
yeah.
Manoa, you got
remember.
an answer for this? Best teacher you ever had?
Oh, I know now.
Okay.
Okay. Mr. Hoskins.
Mr. Hoskins. What did
Yes.
Mr. Hoskins teach you?
He was my society teacher, but his class reminded me of Robin Williams from Dead Poets Society.
Oh,
Like
nice.
he would just like sit on the desk and just like talk to us about life,
cool,
and
man.
like it was a very easygoing class, but it's the most memorable stuff from high school.
And really,
And-
because he communicated so well, right?
Yeah. Oh yeah, he was awesome.
That's
He
it.
really-
As opposed to things up on the board, and we're going to do this.
Yeah, it
read
felt
those
very
chapters.
personal.
It's very.
and,
I had a teacher
yes.
just like that who communicated with us so well that we couldn't wait to get to his
Yeah.
class.
And then
I just think, how can all the teachers not be like that?
Yeah, exactly.
Anyway,
But
Mr.
unfortunately,
Hoskins.
he passed away a few years ago.
So there's no point giving
Rest
him a
in
shout
peace,
out.
Mr.
there.
Hoskins.
All right, Mr. Hoskins' family.
He was the
Thank you
best.
so much. He was the best. Manoa Santanos.
Well, it's a weird situation. I actually used to be a janitor at a school, and
Oh,
and I was starting to like go into this
No,
one class, and I started solving the problems on the chalkboard.
Yeah.
Well, now we know he's lying.
And then And then people started finding out, and somehow this teacher found out about it, and then he got involved in my life, and he wanted me to get better at school.
Oh, wow.
And then this one day, like, it was this moment where we just looked at each other, and he just said to me, like, I was going through a hard time. He's like, he goes, it's not your fault.
Oh,
Nice.
It's not your fault. I started crying.
That's pretty heavy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Changed my life.
Who was that?
I actually forget the name of the movie.
I know. I know what happens next.
of the
It's the
movie.
credit roll, right?
So that movie was your greatest teacher, or is that where you're going?
My greatest teacher, honestly,
Yeah,
is
honestly.
David Lee Roth.
Yeah.
Yeah. I learned David Lee Roth, man. David Lee Roth was
That explains so much.
It does.
David Lee Roth was like he was the first thing that made me think like he was the definition of what cool was to me. Like it was like
Okay.
like there was some like there's
That's
something
true. You know what?
that-
Life lessons can come from anywhere and
Yeah.
anyone, but it's
Yeah,
that
yeah.
moment the light bulb goes off. You saw other people
like
in your
tw-
life
I was
who
like-
had impact, but the light bulb went off when you saw.
I was
David
12 years old. I was 12 years old, almost 13, and I got like a 1984 Van Halen album for my birthday.
And I don't want to get all heavy on you, but he said jump, and you.
I did.
You
I
jumped.
jumped,
Right
man.
on, man. I love that about David Lee Roth. How are you on Sammy Hagar?
I like Sammy. Sammy's
Okay,
cool.
okay,
He's
cool.
not
All
Dave,
right,
but he's
just
cool.
checking.
He
Just
can't
checking.
drive 55, so he can't teach you that.
No, it's horrible. You over there, Bob Kerr?
Yeah,
Greatest teacher in your life?
I had a lot of really good teachers in my young days. So I'd pick one. Her name was Mrs. Mueller, and it still is actually Mrs. Mueller.
Mrs. Mueller? Excellent.
Yeah, and
She hasn't got remarried or anything.
no. And she taught creative writing, and
And you being a creative guy,
yeah,
and
it
that
was
would have
like-
really gelled right
it was
in
a
your
really
mind.
good springboard for me.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah. Because you do writing for this hour is 22 minutes,
did,
and
yeah,
writing
yeah.
has been a huge writing. You are a writer, then a performer.
I'd say I'm
Versus-
a writer first.
Yeah,
and
a writer
foremost,
first. Which
yeah.
I guess on some level you could have that conversation with lots of people about the fact that you really have to have something written before you can perform.
But
some people write so they can perform, whereas others write, and then the only way to get it out there is to perform. Right?
There's some people that put more. Well, the thing is that there are comics that put an emphasis on writing.
Right.
Stand-up comics on writing more than the performance.
Right.
And there's other comics that will put more emphasis on performers.
What do you think, Manoa? So you consider yourself a writer or a performer first?
I'm probably a performer.
Probably a performer, yeah.
I come up.
Because you can go out there even without any material and sort of start having some fun and.
Yeah, I can really work out an idea and eventually to the point where like it's structured like someone would have thought I wrote it.
Right.
Yeah.
But it takes longer writing it and then going out like having it done it's a harder process, I think.
Patrick, writer or performer first?
I'd
What
say
do you
more
think?
of a performer too.
Or performer too, eh?
Yeah, because I tell a lot of stories, and my
Right,
personality
right.
on stage is much different than
Yeah.
than off stage. But that comes more naturally to me than stuff like this.
I know. People always, all the time, like you're performing here on this show when you perform on stage and stuff like that. But in real life, you're a real a-hole. Yeah. So people didn't know that about you, did they?
Yeah.
No, I'm sorry I revealed it. Sorry, Mr. Hoskins. No, that's it. We're out of time. Are you kidding me?
Okay.
Oh, you guys were awesome. Bob Kerr, how do we follow you on social media, my friend?
Mr. Bob Kerr on Twitter.
Mr. Bob Kerr. That's where he drops all his little mind bombs, is on
Yeah.
Twitter. Yeah? Do you drop
Sure.
some mind bombs on there?
I don't know. I think they're probably mine duds, but
Well, but once in a while, one will go off.
one.
You never know. That's what Manolis' whole life is about. Once in a while, it goes off. Manolis, what do you want to say?
I want to say there's this guy, fan of the show I just met the other day, Zach. What's this say? Zamisa? Z-A, what? Something like that. He has his Twitter is at Mary's Bud. He promotes shows and stuff. You check
okay,
him out.
cool.
But he was nice enough to say hi to me.
Yeah.
More and more people are like talking to. Yeah, like almost like once a week, someone's like, "Oh, I listen to your show." I'm like, "Really?"
Yeah. Manoa forgets sometimes he has a show, which is why it really blows his mind. At Mary's Bud, if you want to check him out on Twitter. That's another fan of Friday at 420.
Instagram, sorry, on
Instagram, at Mary's Bud. So follow our fan. We would appreciate it. Patrick Coppolino, Levity Comedy Club. Give me the lowdown.
Yes, at Levity Comedy Club on Instagram, Facebook, levitycomedyclub.com. Every Wednesday's amateur night. Pro shows on the Friday and Saturday. Lots of fun shows in between. And also, Bob Kerr runs a weekly workshop.
Yeah, late night TV workshop. And we're going to have a late night. Let me get this right.
Wow. He's already got his toque on. He's like 1 foot out the door already.
I know.
And then it's like, well, we've dragged him back in.
Mentally,
Damn it.
I'm back home. Yeah. No, but we're going to simulate a late night television experience.
That'd be really cool,
Levity,
man.
And that's going to be on, I believe, December 17th. That's a Tuesday, so December 17th.
And so what? I'm sorry, but explain that to me a little further. What is that? What exactly does that look like, or does that mean?
Okay, so I'm teaching a late night television writing.
Okay, so how you would write
Levity?
for late night television?
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay.
Yeah. And I'm taking everything that I've learned from my experience of writing for television shows, and then what we're going to do is once I've taught them most of the things that I know,
right?
We're going to then put a show together, and it'll be
okay.
I think it'll be 90 minutes. There'll be a lot of sketches and a lot of monologue style jokes, and we'll have guests and a stand-up comic and a musician, and it's
excellent.
going to be.
And how do we get more information at levitycomedyclub.com?
Yep, /workshop.
/workshop, and you can find out about Bob Kerr's workshop, and you can maybe take part or at least come out to the big show.
Yeah, for the next one.
Yeah. Oh, for the next one. It's already started.
Well, it's yeah.
Well, yeah,
it's 8 weeks.
It's not up there yet, but when we do put one, just keep your eye out.
Okay. I'm so confused now. My God. Listen, guys, thank you so much. It was a lot of fun, and I'm sad to say that it's over. That's it for this edition of Friday at 420. Thank you so much to you for listening to our little program, and we'll be back in 7 days until we get a chance to talk to you again. Have an awesome weekend!